Hi guys, so this week we are going to be learning about character and plots. So right here are your vocabulary words for this week. I need you to make sure to define each of these vocabulary words and write down the definitions in your notebook. On the bottom here, you will see that you have bonus words. You are not required to write down the definitions for these words, but if you want to, you can. So let's kind of start with reading. So, reading characters. What are characters? Characters are people or animals that are in a story or a drama. What are character types? What are character traits? So, remember, character traits are words that you use that describe a character's personality. Is a character reliable? Is a character nice? Are they strong? Are they resourceful? A lot of times when you are reading, um, the author may not exactly tell you each character's character traits, but based off of what you are reading and based off of your background knowledge, you can determine what type of character traits go with each character. How can a character and their traits change throughout a story? If you think about a character in the story, a character usually changes from the beginning to the end of the story depending on what is happening to the character within the middle of the story. What events are happening? What is the conflict? How do they solve that conflict? These are things that you have to think about to see how a character changes throughout the story. So I want you to think about the movie Aladdin, right? How does Aladdin change from the beginning to the end? What is it that he goes through? There is an Aladdin trailer on the bottom that I want you to watch on your own. I'm not going to play it here now. If you look on my profile, there's a link that lets you know that that's the Aladdin trailer. I want you to watch that trailer. And I want you to think about the movie Aladdin. If you haven't watched the movie Aladdin, this is the opportunity for you to watch it now. You have the time. And just think about Aladdin and how he changes throughout the story. What is a plot? So, what are the elements of a plot? So, we spoke about plot. Plot is beginning, middle, and end of a story, right? It is telling you all the events that are happening in a story. Now, you have your beginning, and in your middle, you have your rise in action, you have your climax, and you have your resolution. So the rise in action is the events that lead to the conflict, right? What is the conflict? Conflict is also the problem that the main character must solve. Then you have your climax, which is the highest point of where the conflict is, right? And then you have your resolution. So there is a link right here, Monsters Inc. plot video. I want you to watch that video on your own. Again, it is on the profile and it's labeled Monster Inc. plot video. I want you to watch that video and it's going to show you, it's going to give you a little scene of, um, of the characters in a car, and it is going to tell you what the rise in action is, the climax, and the resolution. After you have watched that video, here on the bottom, I want you to think about the movie Aladdin. You can rewatch the trailer if you need to, but I need you to answer these questions on the bottom in your notebook. What happened in the beginning of the movie? What was the rise in action? What was the conflict? What was the climax? And what was the resolution? You also will have a writing prompt. So your writing prompt, if you had an invisible magic helper, what would you have him or her do? You're going to write your response in your notebook. Remember, you're having one notebook that is going to have everything in that one home learning notebook, okay? Don't forget to complete your 15 minutes of iReady reading. Just so you know, I am using your usage as a grade and also your lessons. Also, keep in mind, you getting an iReady is going to be your attendance. Depending on how many minutes you have. Every 10 minutes that you have is going to be a day that you are present in my classroom. So by the end of the week, if you have 50, at least 50 minutes, that means that you were present for the whole week. So please make sure that you are getting an iReady and that you are completing your iReady minutes. It is very important. For social studies, you are going to log on to studiesweekly.com and you are going to start to read week 18. You're doing City Mouse, Country Mouse, constitutional changes and challenges, and plans for the new government. And then you're going to answer those comprehension questions that are at the end of each article. So make sure you're doing your social studies, you have your writing prompt, and you have those plot questions based off of Aladdin. If you have any questions, please make sure that you message me on Dojo. Please make sure that you go back to my profile and that you watch the Aladdin trailer as well as the Monsters Inc. plot video.